Today was my son's first day of 3-year-old preschool. So anyone who has kids knows what the first time you leave your child anywhere, it feels terrible if they cry when you leave. So I'm gonna do a whole get ready with me because I just need to chill out because it's stressful and you feel kind of bad, but he's gonna have so much fun, so nothing to worry about. So today I'm gonna show you how I do a look face-wise, especially that with mascara that makes it last the longest. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot Primer. I just put it on the back of my hand, and then we're going to rub it all over, you know, mainly on the centers of the face. And the thing to remember about creams is if you use a silicone primer, the cream is just going to slip and slide around. A lot of people don't realize that, so you want to use a water-based primer and then you won't have that issue. And so this one is water-based. Let me show you the inspiration for today's eyes. Thinking something really close to this. Loving the color Linen. It was created specifically to be very, very brightening. So I'm just going to use my highlight shade, and this is Linen, and just prime my eyes with it quick. Then I love to use my Airspun powder with mascara. I feel like it works really, really well, especially if you're one that has a tendency to get oily. And then I love to use the Perfector sponge, and I'm going to use it dry. But actually, I'm going to wait to do that because I'm going to do my face makeup first today. Let's switch it up. Okay, I'm going to take some of Aura. And what I've been noticing for breakouts and everything, it's really nice to dab like that. And just kind of get some on where you need the extra coverage. That way I feel like it warms it up a little bit. B-squared brush, the smaller side, and now we're going to take that and bounce it into some of Aura, and then you just want to stipple it on. And by me going a shade darker into Aura, like I was saying, I'm normally white peach, but by using Aura, it really, really helps to cancel out any redness that the breakouts have, or even just like that my skin has. What I like to do is take the small end of the detail hack, some more of Aura, and just do a light swipe. So this is like the only time I really do swiping is if I want to kind of layer up a couple of colors here. So I have some dark circles that I want to cover, so I'm using that Aura again, going over that area. And I do like to use this side for kind of spot concealing. I can't even say that. I can go back in with this brush and some of the Linen and just bounce that on and really brighten up under the eyes. So that's the cool thing about using two highlights, is you really get like that multi-dimensional look. Now we can do some contouring. We're going to use Astoria today, which is the new contour. I'm going to take like this side of the brush and really build it up. It really helps contouring wise to get a sharper edge. But you guys know you just kind of get that in the cheekbones. Carve those babies out. Push up brow for your cheekbones. And also along the hairline. So Astoria is super pretty. If you wanted something a little bit darker than ash, this is what you need. Blush, we're going to use Scarlet first. Or that's the only blush I'm going to use. I don't know why I worded it like that. I'm going to start off with the fluffy side of the B-squared. As this is a nice bright blush. So, so pretty. I feel like fall time, winter time, perfection. And the good thing is, if you happen to get your blush a little bit high in that triangle, under eye triangle, no biggie. You can literally just go in with your highlight, brighten it back up again if you need to. Last step is just some of Bella bronzer, which looks just like this, super duper pretty, and just warm up those high points of my face. And I do kind of do some sweeping motions when I'm doing this. And I'm gonna do it on my nose, on the sides of my nose too. So not necessarily like a contour, but it does kind of help to contour the nose a little bit. And then of course that chin. And then down my neck. Of course that big old forehead needs some bronzer. Now I'm gonna show you one of my favorite tricks. If you don't have that primer I used first, it does really help, but if you don't have it, you can definitely use Stay Spray. If you have oily skin, get the one without the SPF. I feel like the Stay Spray with SPF has a little bit more moisture to it. All I'm gonna do now is just kind of make sure I got everything how I want it. Looks good. So I am just going to spray. And get a good amount on there. Smells amazing like coconuts. I love it. So going back to the Airspun powder. There we go, I've got it in my lid. Next thing I do is just kind of load it up on my sponge and go in and set those eyes. Eyes are like, have a tendency to crease very, very quickly. So we're just gonna make sure to set those really well. And that way we have a great base for our eyeshadow. And then the other area, like I tend to get oily right in these areas. So I'm gonna make sure to just layer up that powder. So we are going to do some baking, which I think everybody knows about now because it's so popular. And then I do like to use it to clean up these edges. So now I'm taking the big side of the fluffy B squared, and I'm not gonna use like a ton, but I am going to go ahead and set even where we contoured, bronzed, all that jazz. And so I'm just using a light amount to do this. And then we'll go over it with the Cayman bronzer. And you just go ahead and kind of gently sweep away the excess powder. And this will keep your makeup looking fabulous all day. Okay, and the other thing I want to mention is using the sponge to bake makes a huge difference. For the longest time, I was just using the smaller end of this brush. But then I saw one of my friends who used the sponge dry, and I have been doing that, and it makes a huge difference. The thing I'm gonna do is my Cayman bronzer. I like to layer it up. Being a makeup artist, I know that layering like cream and powder is always a good idea. So I'm going to take my Cayman bronzer, which is this color here. I like to use the smaller end first to just kind of dab over that contour. Now it is kind of a warmer bronzer, so if you don't want any added warmth, then obviously don't do this. But I just really like the look of it layered. And so I'm just dabbing it on and just setting those areas. And then once I get to my forehead and everything, that's when I'm going to take the fluffy side of the brush and just set and layer up the contour and bronzer there. I had to let my camera cool off, so I figured I'd do the other eye first. Because we did our face makeup first, I am going to, you see how I kind of did a little extra powder and just kind of left it under the eye. That way, if I get any fallout, because I am using darker colors, we can just sweep it right away and no one will know what happened. The first eyeshadow I'm taking is Zion. So first off, just work that into your crease and blend it up towards that brow, all the way to that inner corner. I'm gonna flip it over to the pencil side and work it in this outer corner, of course, that inner corner. And then just kind of blend it up into that crease that we just did. That is almost gone, but it's this one here. Just going to run that into the crease as well, and you can see that just adds even more of those orangey tones. Take Cocoa, which is this color here. Start at that lash line, work it up. And with this step, we're really just kind of getting the placement down, and then we will go over those edges with the fluffy blending side of the brush. And then of course that inner corner as well. Take it one step darker, we're gonna go in with Coty. Same pencil side of that brush. This one you have to be a little bit careful with because it is super pigmented, so make sure you just stay right on that lid. And just get that on there nice and deep and dark and smoky. Okay, now I'm gonna flip it over to the blending side. We're gonna blend out these edges. So I do kind of blend over everything that we just applied. I feel like that way, you know, we wanna really blend it all together. And this is the best way to do it. First color we're taking is Crush, which is this one here. Multitasker brush is what we're gonna be using. And you guys know by now I always use Stay Spray, 2 sprays on that center of the lid. So work it into that blank area that we left. I like to bring that shimmer, like kind of what's left right up into that crease. I feel like it helps it blend. Extra dimensional, so I'm gonna take Rome, but I want to do a little bit extra pop right down that center. I like to use that pencil side of the brush, run it along where those colors meet, run the fluffy side through that crease. For the lower lash line, we're going to take the pencil brush again, using some of Zion, and we're just going to run that on the lower lash line first. It's going to look a little bit on the crazy side. We are going to take this color here, which is called Gilded. I like it because it adds great definition to the eyes and that hint of shimmer, sparkle is so pretty on the lower lash line. Now the only other thing I'm going to do is liner. So I love, you guys know this, my NYX matte liner. I was just at Target trying to buy a new one and I couldn't find any. Kind of sad. They just had the vinyl one, which is shiny, and I don't want shiny, I want matte. And so I don't usually do a wing if I'm doing this look. I want the focus to be on that halo eye. Okay, so in the inspiration photo, she had a bright inner corner, so we're gonna take some of Pearl, just tap that right in that inner corner. And we're gonna layer that up. Show you guys how to do the lip color. So I'm gonna take Cola Contour. For the fact that my lips are so flippin' dry, I'm gonna do a little bit on my lips too. Kind of got like a goth look going on right now. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to do is Black Cherry Blush. You could also use Ever Red, but it is a seasonal color, so I'm going to use Black Cherry. For our lips, it is a little bit tricky to get the colors to blend. I should have exfoliated first. Here you have the finished look. I love it, love, 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 love it. I mean, it just screams fall to me. So pretty. Those halo eyes, if you've never tried halo eyes, please do it. They are gorgeous and it's really easy to do as well. So if you guys want to be color matched at all in mascara, please feel free to send me an email. I always have my email listed in the description box. And if you have any video requests at all, please leave them in the comments. I love hearing your guys' ideas. But anyway, thank you so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video and maybe learned something new. And please subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in my next one. Bye, beauties.